Hi everyone. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting 50 minutes of your day. And I'm saying so because we are pretty excited around what we have built, solving the problems for you all. So over this call, I'll walk you through the key components of this platform, and it will be in a manner that how a counselors actually interact and walk through a student through their entire application cycle, how we are actually making this whole process transparent and seamless, right? So I hope like in this 50 minutes I'll be able to cover most of it, but like if you have any more questions, like you can use the chat and we'll try to address the queries there, or if there are more questions left even after this demo, we'll find a way to resolve it, right? So the platform that we are bringing to you is Flow AI, and it's the application management platform that is entirely built out in the Kaiser itself, right? So each of you would have received the login details for this platform. It is a SSO enabled platform. That means like only authenticated entry is allowed, and going forward, like we'll be making it seamless also. The very first screen that you see here is a sign up page where you can put in your email ID and password to log into the platform. So on the left hand side, you see the fields where you can actually enter your email and password. The right hand side is more of a notification banner, notification screen, which we'll be using for publishing any new exciting updates that come in from the universities, any new scholarship offers, deadlines, and all the critical information that is relevant for you will be available on the right hand side, right? So whenever you log into the platform on a daily basis, you will be staying abreast with the information that is happening onto the platform. So signing is very simple. You already have your email ID and password being set. So you just log in, and this platform takes you to the very first screen, which is the dashboard. Now, before I start explaining around each and every feature, let's understand like what is the user level which is configured into the platform. So anyone who's getting into this platform with already pre-created account falls into one of the two categories. So the first category is a admin. By the name, it suggests like a admin can see and control everything within the platform. And by saying so, like they will be able to see all the application, all the students, their entire processes, documents, the configuration for this platform, everything can be controlled by an admin user. The second category of user is a counselor. So counselor typically will be able to see only what they are working on. So their student pipeline, their application, their documents, and all of these are logically disconnected, as in a counselor one and counselor two can't see the detail for each other, whereas a admin user can overall see everything onto the platform. For this demo, I'm using an admin account just to showcase everything. But if you don't see some of these configuration or management interface in your screen, you can just validate what kind of access you are on. So right now I'm using a admin account for this. This is the first page that you see up here, which is the dashboard that is enabled for all the users, irrespective whether they are admin or counselor. The very first thing what you want to see when you start your day is what is my pipeline and what is the conversion which is happening for that pipeline, how many students I'm working with, how many of those students have converted into applicants, how many applications are there in the system. And typically like what we have observed in past 6 months over the WhatsApp group, majority of conversation that typically happen is when you are asking about the application status, like okay, what's happening around application of this student, or what's happening around the admission confirmation for XYZ. We have kind of summarized all that detail in the very first pane itself. You can filter out your student and application by the date, like when they were created and when their application were put in, by university, where you have sent their application in, or even by intake, whether you're looking for February or July or November. All those fields can be configured right up here. And this database, like this dashboard, dynamically refreshes and shows you the information. So for example, for my user, it shows that, okay, there are total 25 students in the platform, out of which 18 are applicant. And then there are total 81 applications in the process. Now, this includes everything: the application which is submitted, application which are pending, application which are in process, and we are still filling in. And then all these statuses that you see here, these are real time connected to the Kaiser backend. So whenever you send your application to the Kaiser team for processing, They put that application in a separate platform, the Kaiser CRM, and that in as we put that application in the CRM, it goes through various stages. So it goes through the compliance check, then there's a pre-submission, a checklist that happen, the GS confirmation, and finally the application goes to the university and the other stages happen. So as your application is progressing inside the backend, you'll be able to see that up here in your main dashboard itself. And when you hover on these status, it kind of explain that what this stage means. So these are Kaiser's internal stages, what our team works on, and you'll be able to now communicate them in exact same language. So when you know that, okay, your application is processing, that means your A3 stage is right now applicable. Uh, Close one, close loss is typically when your student gets admitted. So this is like the end of the pipeline. So we have kind of real time connected this with the backend so that you always get the most updated information right in this platform. As we scroll down a bit, you'll be able to see and connect with your support team right from this platform. So you'll be able to see your direct agent success partner, then who is the regional support manager and global support managers, right? So here you'll be able to see their email and phone number. You already have that, but we are kind of making this one single seamless experience. So let's say you want to send them an email and you have your Outlook configured in this platform itself, just click on this email. It will open up your Outlook, and then you can just type in a mail and send to Anand. Or even better, if you want to directly reach out to this person, you have the phone number. When you click on this, it triggers a WhatsApp chat right from this platform, and then you can type in your query. So no need of like distracting from what you're already doing, picking up your phone and then dropping a message. You can directly connect with this three-level support that we have created within the platform for your easy reference. Further, there are a lot of services that Kaiser internally provides. You might have an overlap in you might have the similar like service providers also, but for the ones who don't have this handy, Kaiser provides a lot of services that can be availed right from this platform. For example, payment of tuition fees, registration fee, accommodation booking, education loan, and other visa assisted support. Everything can be availed right from this platform. It's more like you're showing interest. When you click this interest, it kind of sends a request to our backend team, and then we kind of connect with you to understand what are your details and how this is needed. Right. So this is your dashboard, and this is going to be same for both admin and the counselors. As you put in your application, you see the numbers being updated here. Admin sees the global consolidated numbers in the pipeline, whereas the counselor just see the version that the pipeline of their students and applicants that they're working on. Right. Now, we have seen these number, but how the students gets added into the platform and how they actually search and apply to universities, right? On this left side, you see on the top, you always see Flow AI. In the bottom, this is going to be your logo. I'll show you how you can update and customize this platform to your brand. What we call this has as a side navigation, right? So the first thing is dashboard. The second logical thing is, okay, I understand the dashboard. Now, can you show me the students? So once you click on the students, it loads the entire database of students, which is either maintained by you or if you are admin, everything which is being maintained in here, right? So you see the students up here. So you can search the student by name. For example, if I want to make a search up here, I can easily see the student. And then there are a lot of different things that you actually can update around this, right? So either it's name, degree type, application, counselors. So you can filter out these students by one of these fields. For example, you want to filter out only the students which are being maintained by Rajat, who is one of your counselor. So you pick filter as counselor and pick up your name. You'll only be able to see by the student. Okay, for example, this person has no student pipeline as of now. So filtering is quite easy. All the columns that you see here are filterable. So you just need to hit add filter, and then you'll be able to add the specific filter and slice and dice these students based on the parameter that you're choosing, right? You can remove this out and then you see all the students up here. So there are two parts to it. First, the column is the type of information that you want to see. You can arrange these. For example, if you just want to see application and counselor, just remove the ones which are not required. In filters, you can actually pick the filter and then slice and dice these students based on the different degree type, universities that they are applying, or schools that they are coming from. The other thing is, this platform enables a student to actually log in. Now that's a big thing, because one of the problem that we wanted to solve for students and counselor is, when counselors start discussing with students around their basic application profile, their destination, their preferences, we need a lot of details from them. And manually putting that information for each student is quite a time consuming process. So if you are okay sharing this platform with your students, they can actually log into this platform and can start putting in the information which you need. So you only need to review the information which a student or a parent has entered, and you there is absolutely no need of manually filling in the information on this portal. And how you can do that? So let's say a student walks in to your office, or maybe you ran a digital campaign and there is a student that comes in. You simply need to hit this button, which is add student up here. Just fill in their basic details, their name, email, mobile number. Like, are they looking to graduate in the current year, maybe next year? Who is the counselor that is working with the student? Are they looking for UG or PG? Then getting the permission whether the student is at least 16 or not. And just hit save. As soon as you hit this save, a student record is created here. So that's how easily you can get a student within this platform. Now, if you want a student to log into this platform also, just hit this checkbox, which is send registration email or SMS. When you hit this, a student automatically receives an email from this platform saying you are being invited to log in and access this platform. And I'll show you, it's really powerful for students also once they get an access to this platform and perform the kind of things that they can do. Right? So this is the student management. You manage all your students in here. You can filter them, you can arrange them in the different order of fields. You can see how many application that each student has put in, and everything can be customized for you up here. Now, you see the small I button up here. Let's say you added a student and now that student has actually walked in your office, and you see that, okay, this is moving to an applicant and we can invite this student to the platform. Just hit this I button, right? It will open up a small snapshot of this student profile. And once you scroll down a bit, you can send the registration for this student right from here. And it's absolutely like a part of your SOP or workflow, whether you want to invite student to this platform or not. But this platform supports like access for students also apart from the counselors, right? In case the student is no longer eligible, or maybe this is a student which just got added to the platform and you no longer want to work for the student, you can simply hit this deactivate up here. So this shows the current status active, and then you can go ahead and deactivate the student right from here. Okay. And then like you can manage views, like what you want to see. Typically, you can arrange the column, and let's say you can create one view for grade 11 students, one view for grade 12 student, maybe one for UG, one for PG. So you can create different views. And once you come back to the screen, you can choose the view that you want to use. Right. So for example, I simply added like all students or alumni, something that I've worked with already. Right. So this is how a student addition, student management screen look like. And if you go inside the profile up here, this is like when you hover on this, you see a lot of small icons. But if you click on this profile, it takes you to the page which is going to be visible to the student. So when a student logs in this platform, they get to see this particular page. And we have got like a lot of information that we curated by looking at the forms of different university. And then we actually build out a superset of what fields a particular student can enter. So right from their primary information like name, mobile number, parent details, citizenship, country of residence, passport, till the time like what are they really interested in, the application intakes, and then what are their university preferences, like are they interested in top rank university, are they interested in public or a private university, what are their courses that they are interested in, majors interest, adding in their education and test details. So if they want to enter in their TOEFL, IELTS score also onto the platform, they can easily do that. They want to put in their undergraduate degree details. They want to put in their school pass out details, grade 12. They can easily do that. They can put in the numbers also by grades. So if they are from IB, CBSE, A level, easily can be done. In case of PG application, a student can add in their internship, job, any additional contact, extracurricular activity, primarily for UG student, but sometime for like PG also, it's a value add. So you see the kind of depth that is inside this platform. And if all these information fields has to be collected and uploaded by counselor, it's quite an exhaustive exercise, right? So that's why first, not all these fields are mandatory. You can fill in these sections and field based on who is the persona or what students are actually applying in. But at the same time, if the student gets access, you can ask them to actually fill in everything up here. And then you just need to come on this page and review. When a student logs into the platform, they don't see anything what a counselor sees in the very first screen. They just get one single version, which is for them. So as a student, I have a lot of curiosity around the things because I'm applying to a foreign university. It's a different destination. I have a lot of questions. So this platform also kind of enables you with a lot of different resources that we have curated over years in one single place. So we have got a section for video. We have got a section for careers, study guides and articles that the student or parent or even like your counseling team can explore and start leveraging that information in your discussion, right? So on this page itself, like the platform based on the courses that you have shown interest in recommend some careers. It brings in the different universities. It brings in the guides, and these are the global guides, so you can actually explore it for other regions, looking at articles also, like, and these are kind of articles which the student typically query on, right? So there's a database of around 600 plus content pieces that a student can explore here. So a lot of interesting thing which a student can do, right? So now coming back to our main workflow, a student walked into my office. I got the details, created the profile for that student. The next logical thing is, okay, let's find out the universities that you are interested in. So the very next tab is the universities, right? And this university actually lists down all the universities that we have enabled on the platform where you can put in your application. This is what we call as a university search, and it has two part. So either you can start with universities that, okay, maybe you are interested in UNSW, or maybe you are interested in Monash, and let's start the discovery from there. The second category can actually come in that, okay, I want to pursue a career in AI. Everyone wants to, right? So is there a way that you can start your discussion from the course? Yes, right? So if you see here, we have got like close to like 6,600, 7,000 courses enabled on the platform, ranging from like as diverse topics as your accounting, culinary sciences, AI, everything which university offers. We have kind of created a separate search view for the courses. So in case you are interested in pursuing a particular course, let's say you want to do computer engineering and you want to maybe also explore petroleum engineering, you can easily do that from here. You don't have to spend time browsing different university websites and then getting the same information. What you can easily go here. So these are multi-select. As you pick up the filter, the search results refreshes, and then you are able to show the student typically what is the annual fee, what is the course duration, how the course look like, what are the rankings for these courses right from this platform. So you can use the filters on course duration, universities, what courses they are interested in, right? And similarly, on the university search, you have the similar level of filter. So it's the same database essentially, if you understand, but we are approaching this problem from two different angles. The first angle is I know which university I want to study in. So I have certain preference. Can you show me that? Yes, let's go to university search. The second part of the problem is I want to pursue something. I want a career in robotics. Can you help me with that? With some of the Australian university that offer career in robotics. Now, if you have to look at these 54, 55 university and search for robotics, it will be difficult because the data is there, but you would have to go inside some university, use your anecdotes, past history of information, and then land on those university. Whereas that's quite easy when you go to courses and just search for robotics. So let's say you've figured out some universities that you want to explore. So in this search page, we are giving you some basic information. The profiles are very detailed, but here itself, like you get some information. For example, you're looking at the QS ranking, which gets updated every time it is being released globally. We give you a glimpse of courses which this university offer, and then the application deadline, which is very critical. So let's say I go to this profile, University of Sydney. So all you need to do is just click on the name and it brings you to this profile. Now imagine a parent and a kid sitting and you're projecting this profile on your projector, talking to them. Okay, this is how the University of Sydney looks like. You have a video walkthrough. You have a lot of the campus images up here. In some cases, you'll be able to find the student uploaded images also on how a canteen look like, or how typically like their mess or boarding rooms look like, how the facilities look in the campus. You can play this quick 3 minutes video right in the platform, and it kind of give a visual assistance to the parent and kid on understanding, okay, where they are applying. They must have seen this on YouTube, but once you explain this with all the data and supporting information right at very focused portal, it's kind of a game changer. The same way, like if a student logs into the platform, they can also easily access this section. So what I'm like walking you through universities, this is also open for students. So if you tell a student that, okay, you have access to the platform, go look at universities that you are interested in, right? They can easily do that. So it talks about the basic visuals. It talks about a brief profile around the universities. It brings the stats. You can also download the brochure if required here. Again, all this information is updated as and when it is released on the website. The contact information, eligibility criteria, application detail, recommendation letter, admission information, tuition fee, everything which is important for your understanding and decision making, we have updated this. So for managing all this information on this platform, we have got a dedicated in-house team. We have set up a network of crawlers on these universities that whenever there has been an update on these 20 or 25 fields on uni website, we get a notification and within like 24 to 48 hours, we update this on the platform. So now you don't have to struggle finding the right universities, looking through those paper brochures or PDFs, search by keyword, and then show something which is important. You can always come to this platform and start your university discovery journey right here. Also, now you easily see all the courses which this university offers. So remember, you will be able to make an application when you select a student. But right now, I am a counselor and I have not selected a student. So that's why I see everything up here. I'll show you a view also when a student is selected and when you have to make an application. So a lot of things become hidden when you are a counselor and you have not picked a student typical to application. So you see all the courses up here. Again, similar to above data, the courses are also being refreshed every cycle. Let's say I want to explore one of these courses, which is a dual degree in computing and commerce. I go inside this program. It tells me everything. The duration, fee, the tuition fee, intake information, a summary of these changes, what is the entry requirement, something that you were kind of finding and discussing with Kaiser through informal route or maybe doing a research on your own. We have got this data all for you. So the time to information has typically reduced because you have this information handy. Right? So this is how you can explore all these 54, 55 profiles. And as we like bring more universities in, you'll see the database expanding. Now, as a student, if I am exploring this, or as a counselor, whenever you want to put in an application for a student, you typically have to go inside their profile. So let's say you are searching for a student, Tayyab. This is all demo data that I've created. So this for this student, you want to actually put in an application. So the first part was creating a student. The second is searching for the student and going inside the student. And now you're sitting with that student looking at different universities that you can explore. So it's the same interface that you see, but now you see the call to action has changed. So rather than noting down on paper or email that what the student is interested in, you can actually start putting the list here. For example, I have put Curtin College as my long list, Adelaide as my short list, and let's say I am applying to these three: Southern Queensland, Monash, and New South Wales. For example, I also want to do homes. So you just need to click this add to list button up here and then pick where you want to do. Let's say I want to put this in a short list. So the list building is also very easy. You can do it from here. You can also do it once you go inside the profile. There is a button that comes here. Let's say you are showing this university profile to a parent and they say, yes, we want to go ahead and apply. You can put this on a list up here. Whenever you put this in a list, they start appearing under bookmarks. So here you see that, okay, I've got a long list of 2 universities, short list of 3 universities, and applying list of 14. Again, this is demo data. So don't look at numbers. With emails. So this is your bookmarks that kind of bring in all the list, right? You can also set your likelihood that, okay, you've put this in long list, but this is a far reach. Or this is likely, so let's move this from long list to short list or short list to applying list. You can prioritize right in this page that, okay, this student has put in 5 application, but University of Technology Sydney is something where he fits the most, and this is like the first priority for the student, or this is the second priority for the student, right? It's very easy that you can click and change the priority right from here. So the first part, and I'm reiterating because it's nothing but a workflow. So you add in a student, then you come to university profile, you add this into a list, and then you build your applying list. The next part that typically comes in, which is the most important for you all, is sending application to us, right? So you see a page called application, and this is where all your application will be visible. So you will be able to see the in progress and submitted. So in progress means simply you have put in the information, but not yet submitted to us. Submitted means, yes, the information has been passed on to us directly. So whenever you pick up a particular course, there's a detailed form that needs to be filled in, which looks like this. So whenever you add any university to applying list, there's a detailed form that opens up that is customized based on the university and the kind of details is required, right? So an editable form look like this, that it brings the basic information. And again, if you see here, there's a lot of reusability. So if you have put in the details in profiles, you don't need to fill that in application details again. So it asks about the personal information, the nationality, their passport numbers, residency details, their test data, education, guardian details, and all. Okay. So again, it's all about, like, if you have filled in information, it automatically appears here. If you have even done one application, because the form is essentially the same, the next application is just review and submit because all this information is already in the system. You don't need to fill that in. And as you keep updating the information for each of these section, you'll see this tick, 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 tick here, right? Any information which is not updated or missing, you'll see a yellow exclamation mark coming here. That kind of indicates that, okay, education details is required, but it is missing. Now, one of the things which we have observed is around document sharing. So document sharing is one area where a lot of information exchange happen. You say in class 10th, 12th, create a folder, zip, then we come back and say that, okay, the documents are not in order, they're not named properly, there's a blurry image, or you missed out these documents. So there's a lot of to and fro and time wastage which happen around the document sharing. Also, as you share this over email, there is no central visibility or control. For example, if you only have to access the document for Tayyab, which is the passport, you would have to either like look in your local system or search for an email where you shared or received this document from Tayyab or you shared it with Kaiser. What you can do in this platform and what's super helpful is any document that you upload as part of the application form, as part of the student profile, always remain in the platform. so that you can download it anytime. You can see when this was uploaded, when it was changed. And if the Kaiser team needs a revised version, you can upload the revised version right here and we receive that document instantly. This is a big feature, big change for all of us because we are changing the way the documents are being submitted and managed via the partners to us, right? So you see all the required documents, everything. It's a big list that appears here. You only need to upload documents which are required for your application, because it says that, okay, for example, admission questionnaire form is required by these universities in your application list, right? So any document that you need to put in the platform, this is a place where you can do that. Or the second place is what I was showing you previously, which is under the application. So if you have already uploaded something generic like passport, their Aadhaar, they will start appearing in the application itself without even your upload. So for example, I didn't uploaded this passport here, but it start appearing here. So understand, like, both the places are quite connected with each other. And once you upload all this information, all you need to do is review and submit. Now, as soon as you press this button, review and submit, a job triggers in this platform which send this application document and everything which you have put in within this platform directly to the Kaiser team. There is absolutely no manual work here, which is you have to drop a message, send an email, update Kaiser team that you have sent an application for Rajat. Not at all needed. When you submit this application within 30 minutes, our systems start reflecting it in the backend, right? Now you have done your job, right? You logged into the platform, you added a student, you discovered some universities, put that in a list, kind of like moved between long list, short list, did some rearrangement, uh, choose which universities you want to apply, added the data, press submit. Your job is done, right? Now you want to see exactly what is happening on my application, right? So you see the logical flow here. You don't have to reach out to us on WhatsApp if you have put an application via the Flow AI. All you need to do is come to this Manage Application section, which is the fourth tab up here. And this is one page which is very, very important for both admins and counselor because it gives you a real-time information around the application that you are putting in, right? So this looks essentially the same like student page and the university page. So you can search the student by name or email. Suppose you're looking for applications by Rajat, you can simply put in the name. Or in general, also, if you're looking at all the application which are there in the system, you can look at all. You can filter it by university, like show me only application for Monash. You can filter by deadline. You can filter by counselor, like show me only the application which are being worked by counselor X. So this is a filter only for admins. You can look by submission date, like show me all the application that was submitted on between 30th August and let's say 15th of September. And then there are a couple of other filter also, like show me the pending or completed one, right? Or show me the application only for computer science course. In this, you see basically each row is an application. So if, for example, there is one student, but they have put in five application, you'll see five rows. So for example, Vivek Demo 1, there's an application for RMIT, the same student for Deakin, same for La Trobe, Canberra, right? So this is not by student, this is by application. What was the deadline? When you submitted this application? And then what is the status? So this status is close loss. So you know that we are no longer working on this application. And then in the comments, you will receive like what is the reason for close loss. Maybe the student is not eligible to apply, or the documents were not proper, or maybe the GS failed. Whatever the reasons are, you'll be able to see that. For this student, you clearly see that RMIT application is in processing. And as soon as the processing move to next stages, it will start reflecting here. So unless it's quite critical or urgent, you can always come to the screen to see what is happening around the application that you have submitted. There is a new option that we have added here, which is for comments. You can open up these comments and you can start having a conversation with the Kaiser team right from this. So you can come here, you can put in the comment like what is the application movement or status. And once you put this comment actually goes back to our application team, and then they review and update the status here. Anytime we want to receive a document or we want to send a document, for example, you shared a passport photo which was not very clear, and we say that, can you share the passport document again? You don't have to email us, you don't have to WhatsApp us. Just come here, either go to the student and upload the passport again in the document, we will receive the final version. Or let's say it's a very university specific document, just come on here and use this attachment icon, upload the document, and we will receive it directly in our system. Doing so, like if you upload a document here, it automatically is uploaded to our CRM also. So that way it's saving the time for both you and us. Like we don't have to manage and handle this document automatic, like manually. It's all automatic. Once we receive something from university, let's say there's a offer, condition offer that has come in, which is a document itself. So we forward you the mail also, which is a typical SOP, but we also upload that document and the comment so that you can come back to this platform, and if you want to quickly access and see where that document is, you can easily do that within the platform. So comment is one very important section, which is for your communication with Kaiser, and we'll be making this more dynamic. So there is less reliance on the WhatsApp communication, and everything related to your core application management happen via this channel itself rather than WhatsApp. We'll be using WhatsApp for any critical updates, communication, or notification that we want to do, because again, it's a social group that is being created. But this is more transactional, and one way of using this comment is we maintain a log of the entire conversation. So if someone wants to review internally from the team, like whether the agents are responsive, whether you submitted application in time or there was a requirement which is being delayed, we can actually monitor these log for a better transparency on both the ends, right? So the comments is going to be one critical section, which I strongly advise that you use going forward when even if when you are testing this out. The other thing is document what we just understood. And now, even to make your life easier, we have two more features up here, right? So you saw the universities, you saw application which is more transactional, but in general, if you want to like search for a university and show me everything in universe around that university, this is a section that you can use, right? So this is what we call as a global search, and global search kind of search within every section. It search for the keyword that you're putting in inside a student. It also search for that keyword in a university. It search for the keyword in course and even in discovery center and art. For example, I search for Monash, right? And let's see what this brings up. So it says that, okay, in the system, there is a university, which is Monash. And also there are two videos for Monash. Why choose Monash universities and Monash University Clayton campus. If you click on see all result, right, it simply takes you to all the results. Like, okay, there is one university and there are two videos. If you click on this video, it tells you why choose Monash University. So imagine like how simple it becomes when you are exploring a university and you have all the content in one single place. So whether it's video, it's article, it's guides, it's university profile, everything falls in one single place. Right? So this is again open for all user, not restricted by any admin. And the other part is how can a Flow AI be Flow AI without the AI assisted component, right? So you see this small icon on the top, which is the Flow AI assistant. And I was just testing some of the things before we actually started this. As in, I was confused because I came across this two terms like, okay, should we do AI and data science or AI engineering? And I simply popped that question here and see the kind of responses this trained chatbot has given. So this is not a GPT as it is. So we have built a layer of intelligence on top of it by putting in all the information that we have curated for years around universities, around student queries, questions, articles, help articles that we have put in. And see, it gives you a very clear comparison that, okay, this is what AI in data science look like. What are your primary tasks? What are the skills needed? And AI engineering looks like this. These are the key differences. So if a student walks in your office and they are confused, you simply say that, okay, what is your real concern? So apart from your domain expertise, you can have a lot of good data points you can use in for research. And once you find that research, look at the suggested questions. Are you looking for key differences in curriculum? Are you looking for universities that offer? Yes, I'm looking for universities. And if you click on the suggested, it start telling you universities in US and other region, and then you can curate that. Okay, show me the universities only in Australia, and then it kind of focuses in here. So Flow AI is one tool that is open as part of this platform for everyone to use and explore. It's still beta because we are continuously improving, but do explore this as part of your counseling journey, and it is going to help you at a lot of places when you want to do a comparison between fees, between offering, between placement from different services. The places where you should not be using Flow AI is the information which is more real time, for example, application deadlines, because these are trained models on a pre-existing data. So for example, your application deadline, it still shows up for 2024 because it's not being trained on that data yet. So any time critical information, you still rely on the main university profile where we have that updated. But a lot of your interesting discussion, understanding can be built right within this platform. This is again one of the features that our partners are using heavily, and the more they use, the better it becomes. You can choose to type, or you can even speak, and it will just capture and give you the results. Right. Now, in terms of, so yeah, one more thing that you see on the top left is whenever you see this yellow, this simply means you are inside a student. And when you cross it, you again become the main counselor, right? On the top right now, I'm talking about the section which is just exclusively available to admins, right? So you see on the top here, there's a section called My Setting, again for all users. You can put in your photo, you can put in your display name and everything. Admin can choose to add other people, other admins and counselor by accessing the section called People. So you click on People, and this is where you can add in more team members to access this platform. There is no cap on number of people who can access this platform from your end. So if you have 5 counselors, 10 counselors, a team of 20 counselors who want to use this platform under your umbrella, you're free to use that. Right? It's very simple. You click on this button called Add People, pick staff. Just ignore this one. It's a demo instance. So it typically looks like a form like this. Yeah. So this is the form that needs to be filled in when you click on add user. Just put in like fill in the one with the red asterisks. So your basic name, your email, phone number, what is the role? You just pick one, which is either they are admin or counselor, and then you can configure your working hours. We are also building on a notification framework that whenever a new application status changes or a new comment come in, there should be a notification that goes from this system to you. So you can actually pick and choose when to receive that notification upfront, right? So these are like systems that needs to be managed at the time of creation of a user, again managed by admin. If you come across some users whom you added, but now they have left the organization, you can just click here and deactivate those people. If you add in a person and you want them to receive the login details, just click on send registration email. So these are kind of bulk action. So the very first thing is, for example, I simply go and add 5 users, and then I can choose to invite them on the platform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on send registration email. They will receive a username password similar to what you have already received. So we did the same, exactly the same process. We created your tenants. So essentially tenant is your platform. So it will be like your agency name.kaiser.co. So that's your personal space. And anything that you do, the data is like being managed by all the security guidelines, typically like in terms of accessibility, in terms of control, and in terms of visibility. So that's your private space where you can go and manage the information. And here, once you add in the user, you can bulk activate, deactivate, send them registration email. Everything can be done here. And just one last piece is more about a configuration again for admins. Like if you want to customize this platform, change the name, add in the logo and everything, put in your details for the contact, invoicing, and billing, this is where you can actually do that, right? In your org detail, just hit edit. You can put in your name, logo, email, phone number, and basic contact details. Now, again, this is a section which like I would like park for now, but you can explore also, and we can discuss about this later. But this is more about like we have given control on this platform to admin that they can control everything what I just walked you through. Whether a student should you see university or not, whether a parent should see a university or not, right? Whether they can put in their test grades or not. So everything can be customized based on how you want to run and manage your student. For example, list building. Do you want student to add something to either long list, short list, applying list? By default is on. Maybe you don't want it. You simply want them to see what you have created and not make any changes while you can do that, right? How many application they can put in? Suppose they add a like 40 application and you simply can't work on it. So you can cap a number of applications. So if you see this, so this is for admins again, if you see these configuration, you'll be able to clearly relate and understand like what these sections are. And if you want to control the notification, like what the email should be called, like what other notification are there in the system. So this is all like managing those backend control. But to start with, I would prefer like you definitely update your org detail. Make sure your addresses, phone number, contact email, logo is in place. And then as you invite students to the platform, then only you go and explore these features. Because if you are just keeping everything in-house and your counselors are managing it, this section is not relevant. It's more relevant when the student login. There are two more sections which I just showed you. Discovery Center is nothing but a place where you have all your articles, videos available, right? So this is the section I was talking about that you can go and explore by country, by content type. Everything is in here. For example, if you want to look at the study guides and you want to do it for, um, yeah, right. So you can filter it easily. You can look at the different study guide up here that you can go ahead and use that, right? So all this information is up here. Also, there's one more section called careers, which is a very detailed profile that you can talk to a student. For example, they are interested in data science consultant. You have this free career page that you can, okay, tell them that, okay, what a data science consultant look like, what they do, now what kind of profile it fits in, what they should be good at, what should be their basic knowledge, and what are similar careers. So if you're exploring data science, you can also explore the quantum algorithm developer or AI ethics consultant. And as I mentioned previously, also, like if you want to cross compare these careers, Flow AI is the place where you can do that, right? So I think, yeah, I this is what we build in the phase one. We have great plans around how we can further improve and build more feature that kind of assist and make it really seamless and transparent for you all to manage your student and application and cut down time, make it more efficient so that it brings greater visibility.